So here with Percussa at Superbooth. How are you?
I'm good, how are you, man?
Yeah, I'm good. We spoke about this before, and it's just a stunning thing to look at. Big, gorgeous screen. I think a lot of people have said for quite a long time, why isn't there just a nice... If something's going to have a screen, why are we not getting lots of information from it? So I was really excited when I saw you'd done that. For those that haven't seen the SSP, can we have a quick overview of what the product is?
Yeah, sure. So it's basically a modular in a module. That's the simplest way to explain it. You have four pages. There's a global page where you can load presets, and presets are really patches.
Yeah, so a preset may be a lot of filter processing or effects, or it may be some drum machine-like thing.
So it can be like a complete synthesizer made up of like 40 modules, but it could also be something very simple like a couple of filters or maybe 2 reverbs, or it can be anything really. So if you go to the network page, that's where you patch things together. You can see all the different modules here in this polyphonic wavetable patch. So we got the wavetable oscillator, we got an envelope, then we have an input module, which allows you to use all the input jacks here. And then you have a MIDI module that gives you the information from a MIDI controller if you plug in a MIDI controller here in the USB port. And then you have a bus module to sort of route signals together if you have polyphonic patches, which is the case in this patch because we have 8 voices. If you scroll all the way to the right, you can see got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 voices in this one patch. So altogether, 43 modules. And then you have a P page, which is sort of the processor page that lets you dive into one of the modules. For example, the wavetable oscillator. You can also go to the envelope, and then you'll see the parameters for the envelope, basically. And then one final page is the recorder page, which is where you can record things in multi-channel. So you can record the 16 inputs or the 8 outputs directly to the flash memory card. And so all the inputs and the outputs are DC coupled, go up to 192 kilohertz sample rate in 32-bit resolution.
So the idea of being able to multi-track record audio or CV or both?
Yes. Yeah, so triggers, gates, CVs, audio, doesn't matter. All the inputs and the outputs are capable of all of those things. And you can even record your, both audio and CV at the same time or triggers at the same time. And then like when you get the WAV file, you can load it into your DAW and edit it there further or integrate it into a track or whatever. But you can just as well just record a mono thing and then like load it into the sampler module here in the grid and play it back if you want.
Yeah. I mean, we've got the wavetable oscillator loaded. Can we hear it? Yeah, you can play a little bit?
Yeah, so I'll pop up the wavetable oscillator. And so, by the way, in the wavetable oscillator, you can load any wave file and it automatically creates a wavetable from it in 3D. And then you have X, Y, and Z that allows you to sort of navigate the space. So I got this function generator hooked up to it so I can sort of, navigate the space while I'm playing. But I can just as well unplug this and then just use the modulation wheel. You can see it's quite responsive, and you can just as well manually turn the encoders manually, and you can hear the timbres changing.
I think the key point is it will behave how you want it to behave.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so you can, manually control the parameters, or you can like modulate them using other LFOs or other Eurorack modules, or you can use the SSP to modulate things in your rack. That's possible as well, of course.
Yeah. So there's some more recent updates for this as well.
Yes. So we did it since the SSP started shipping in May 2018 after the Kickstarter. We've been continuously selling the SSP and at the same time releasing software updates. So now we have about 19 updates since then.
Okay.
So we released an update roughly every 2 weeks. And so one of the recent things we did was to update the MIDI module So you can build more advanced patches with it. So per MIDI module, you can choose which MIDI channel that the module will respond to, but then you can also configure which MIDI CCs that the module will output. So in the patcher grid then, on the right-hand side, you have access to all the MIDI data, and it will generate virtual CVs sort of from that data. So you have the note pitch, you have velocity on and off, you have the gate, you have aftertouch, then you have the 8 CCs that you've configured on the P page. So you can have as many MIDI modules as you want. Here's the pitch bend. And so you can really either use those CVs that are generated from the MIDI data internally in the patch, or you can send it out to some other analog Eurorack modules that you have. So it functions as like a polyphonic MIDI to CV converter at the same time as well.
Yeah. So where's the best place for people to get these? Are these direct from your website?
You could buy it from our website, but we have recently gotten a number of dealers on board. So for example, Schneider-Sladen in Europe,
Yep.
or you can buy it from synthesizer.gr in Greece or from House of Sound in Switzerland. And then in the US, we have Analog Haven and Perfect Circuit and Noisebug all in Los Angeles, where you could buy it from. And they all have inventory. We sold out at the moment, and we'll be building more over the next month. But
What are these?
all the inventory right now. So
Yeah, and what are these priced at for people that haven't seen it available already?
retail in the US is $2,000, and in Europe, I don't know. It depends on
That's going to fluctuate.
VAT and all that stuff. So you got to look on their website to see how much it is.
I suggest people go to the website and really investigate how much it can potentially do, because there's no way on a show floor we can look at every type of synthesis, every type of sample, every type of CV, every type of connection.
It does so many different things. We got, if you pop up the module selector here, you can see the catalog of all the modules. So we have a sampler module which is capable of loading multi-channel files that you can trigger. You can even stack the channels. We have a granular module which supports live input as well as files, which allows you to also, so if we go to granular preset, for example, here, this is just a very simple patch to LFOs and a granular. You go to the P page, you can see I've loaded this file, and you have a window shape here for the grains. One of the things we did was that you can turn this parameter and it will change the shape of the window as I turn it. But then you can also modulate that in real time. So
It's just power. I think kind of power is the word for the module.
Yeah.
In terms of potential.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you have all these different modules to choose from: oscillators, wavetable oscillators, macro modules, buses, effects, noise generator, sequencing. Yeah, a good selection of all the things you might need, as well as the VST host for Linux plugins for developers.
Modular in a module. That's going to be the title of the video. well, thank you very much. It's great to check it out.
Thank you, Ben. Appreciate it.
Yeah, have a good show.
You too. Thank you.
I really like that wavetable section.